All right, welcome to our Facebook Live session for this evening. And today's topic is quite interesting. It's 10 things that will immediately change your life. So let's get right into it, okay? So I'm going to share with you 10 strategies and activities to help you unlock your potential. Now, these are scientifically proven to help you be faster, smarter, and better, and to optimize your brain, your health, and your fitness by allowing you to access the success that you need and the outcomes that you want to achieve. Um, every single thing I'm going to share, you're probably going to say, yeah, of course, this is common sense, right? But common sense is not common practice. And let's take this as a reminder, and even for myself, take this as a reminder, to start doing these things. So before we get into it, one of the things I want to ask you to do when I share these tips is rate yourself from 0 to 10 in each of these areas, and then ask yourself, how well am I doing in this one area? And everybody wants to know what the magic pill is. There's no magic pill, and everyone wants to know the silver bullet, the magic formula. Okay, you have to do all these things because that's the magic pill. And remember the 80-20 rule. 20% of the things that you do gives you 80% of the results and the reward. So the 10 keys for unlocking your potential to change your life. Number one is good brain food, your diet, right? Good brain food because you are what you eat, and what you eat matters, especially to your brain and to your body. And in this one, we're talking about the brain. So there are certain foods that are really good for your brain, and I'll mention some of them. Really, really excellent. Avocados. This is your fatty fruit, right? The good fat, the monounsaturated fat that helps keep healthy blood flow. Okay. Next is broccoli. It's a great source of vitamin K, which is known to enhance the cognitive function and improve brain power. It's also a remarkable source of fiber. And we should all eat eggs. I'm sure we do, right? Because eggs have memory improving choline omega 3s, vitamin E. And if you eat eggs, they're good for you and good for your brain. And when we were growing up, our parents tell us this, right? Eat your vegetables. So green leafy vegetables, so important. Okay, right? Green leafy vegetables. That's like spinach, kale, collard greens, lettuce. These are good sources of vitamin E and folic acid, right? Um, fish. Fish is very healthy, especially salmon, and salmon is rich in omega-3 essential fatty acids. And this sounds unbelievable. I couldn't believe it when I first learned this. Sardines are good too. And one of the amazing spices is turmeric. Turmeric reduces inflammation and also helps boost antioxidant levels and keep your immune system healthy while also improving your brain's oxygen intake. So, it keeps you alert and helps you to be able to process information. And I'm sure we all love this, okay? Chocolate, especially dark chocolate. This is the most delicious brain booster. Helps you with your focus and concentration as it stimulates endorphins, which improves your mood. I mean, who can be unhappy when eating chocolate, right? So generally, when it comes to chocolate, everyone feels happy, right? So a good brain diet is number one. So like I mentioned earlier, how would you rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 10 as far as how good your diet is? Okay. Number two is killing negativity, especially self negativity and self doubt. Automatic negative thoughts through your self talk, right? People get addicted, and I don't know if this is the right word, enjoy um, things like complaining, and whining and wishing. And whatever you're thinking, you're literally rewiring your brain to get more of that. There's a law of action that's going on because all behaviors are belief driven. And so you're wiring your brains to be negative, and the belief is reinforcing these things. And fear is part of this too. Hesitation or not taking action because of fear, that really limits us. Remember this: courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is in spite of the fear. All right? Even though we're afraid or even we don't feel like doing it, we still have to do it. And with fear, when you keep thinking or imagining the fear, or the fear of it, and you see, your mind doesn't know the difference between something real and something that you vividly imagine. So instead of imagining the worst, think of the positive and just do it. The anticipation, the worry, is usually almost always worse than the reality itself. Number three, I would say exercise, right? And this makes sense, doesn't it? You have your brain to primarily control your body, and so as your body moves, your brain moves, okay, and your brain controls the body that moves, and your brain functions very well when it comes to exercise. It's very clear, and research proves that when you move and you exercise, anything that's good for your heart is going to be good for your head, for your brain, for your mind. So, exercise is one of the best ways you can actually feed your brain the oxygen and the blood flow. And people who exercise, they're more physically active. They'll do better on mental acuity tests, focus tests, memory tests, and so on. Okay, number four, the brain nutrients. Okay, this is a subject that comes up a lot because a lot of people have that fast food lifestyle, right? And maybe they're lacking certain supplements. And what I would say is, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not any kind of medical or even remotely close to medical professional. But go to a doctor, have a blood test. And I would say the same thing for diet when people say, what's the best kind of food to eat? Do the food sensitivity test. See what your blood says. Same thing with your nutrient profile. You can see what you're deficient in. What vitamins or minerals that you're, deficient is that you need to put into your body. All right. The fifth is that you want to optimize your brain in conjunction with your positive peer group. We know who you spend time with is who you become. It's not just positive thinking or affirmation. Okay, your positive peer group. All right, you can feel what they feel, or you have empathy. We're always imitating people, and so when you spend time, or rather, who you spend time with is who you become, because everybody in your group is imitating the habits, imitating the behaviors, the thought patterns, and everything, right? And that's why, they say that you're the average of the five people that you spend the most time with, okay? And if you're around four broke people, you're going to be the fifth, right? Like you hear these things all the time. It's not just your biological networks or your neurological networks. Analyze your social networks, because whether you're a success or not has less to do with your neurological network and more to do whether or not your friends are successful. Okay, brain clean environment. Clean environment is good for your brain, right? And well, that's number six. Okay, a simple example: when you clean your desk or you clean your laptop, you organize your files. Don't you feel good? And when you're doing that, you have clarity of thought. And when we talk about cleaning, we don't just mean clean air, clean water, because there's a lot of pollutants. So that's not good for you. All right. So keep things clean, neat as best that you can, and hygienic. All right. So from there, we have number seven. Number seven is sleep. This is a big one for so many people. Sleep is so important for your brain for three main reasons. Number one is where you consolidate and you accelerate short-term memory to long-term memory. Number two is where you clean up the crap that you accumulate during the day that can lead to brain aging challenges. And the latest research is saying in terms of contributing or contributing to leading to dementia and things like that. And the third reason is because when you sleep and you sleep enough, you dream and it activates your subconscious. Okay, amazing ideas, inventions, music, literature, works of art came in dream states. Okay, Paul McCartney from the Beatles came up with the song "Yesterday" in his dreams. Chemists came up with the periodic table, and in his dreams, Elias Howe created the sewing machine. Okay, what are you dreaming about late at night? Because when you're working all day and you're learning all day, your brain doesn't shut off at night. At night, most people don't realize this. It's actually more active. It's more active than you think, and it's coming up with solutions, and it's integrating stuff in the form of dreams. Number eight is brain protection. All right. Um, Athletes, high performance athletes, sportsmen, concussions are a big deal. All right. And a lot of them have experienced traumatic brain injuries, but it's not just that. Not just the physical on our brains, and people don't realize that our phones, tablets, the smart devices, they didn't, our brains didn't really evolve to have all this electricity and emissions right by our brains. And I remember reading long ago, well, maybe like 10 years ago, I read that 80 to 90% of us sleep with our phones underneath our pillows or right by us. And one of the habits that I've taken is that I try to put my phone away while I'm sleeping. Like it's not so close to my brain, right? The ninth key is learning new skills or enhancing your current skills. Learning new skills is so essential. And what's even more important than learning the skills is implementation. There's a saying, knowledge is power, and you've heard of this, right? Well, knowledge without action is just having knowledge. Okay? It's like you have a pen, and the pen is there, you have the pen, but if you don't use it to write, what good is the pen? All right? You must implement, you must take action. To take action, you need discipline. Discipline is the key, but that's hard to do, isn't it, sometimes? And the way to do this is create an action plan and a schedule of activities that you do every day. So plan your day and plan your activities. Finally, number 10 is stress management. People don't realize it because we don't see it, it's invisible, but it's you don't realize how much stress you're under until you take a break, until you take whether it's a short break or a weekend break or a vacation, or you're getting a massage, and you don't realize it because it's there all the time. It's like the fish that don't see the water because it's the fish are in the water all the time. So what are we doing to cope? Okay, is it meditation? Is it yoga? Is it relaxation? Is it reading? Is it a massage? Do an activity that kind of gets us de-stressed, whatever it is. Okay. Now those are the 10 things that I'd like to share with you for unlocking your potential and keeping your body and your mind in top condition and performance. Now, when I go through that, maybe you think to yourself, "Oh, I don't get that much sleep. I'm not that in that good a shape." That's okay. I'm not in the best shape in my life, but for almost a decade, I was 155 kilograms, um, and things were not good, health-wise and body-wise, until I made the decision to change that. All right, to fix that. Okay, and I've been on a track where I'm going towards I'm in the journey towards the destination of becoming healthy, in body, mind, and spirit. All right. So you can be in challenging situations. You can be, right at the bottom. It doesn't matter, because as long as you realize that you want to make a change, you can do something about it. All right. We don't want to be stuck with, an unhealthy mind and unhealthy body. We have all these things called the energy vampires. It's gonna suck the mental energy out of you, and you go through your day with like a little bit groggy, and then you don't feel good, you're not performing. Every single thing is important. All right, success leaves clues. That's not a mystery, right? I want you to model people who are successful and do the things that they have done or are doing in order for them to have achieved that success. And most of us, we feel the envy or the jealousy, right? So instead of the envy or the jealousy, because this is normal, right? I want you to let go of that, and let's model what these successful people do. Let's find out the things that they have done or they are doing in order to get the success that they have. And I want you to commit to following these 10 things, and you'll create habits, and I promise you, your life will change. So I want to thank you for joining us on this session here. And I want to wish everyone to be safe, stay safe. Let's be successful. Let's be positive. All right? Thank you.